What's up, people? I'm pretty sure everyone's already seen a little clip of Kyle Rittenhouse being interviewed, a little snip of this man asking him, what was it like? How you feel killing people? Like, that's just a weird question to ask anybody, but let's see what the whole context is.
Most controversial figures in recent American history. Carl Rittenhouse pleaded self-defense when he was charged with murdering two people during the Wisconsin Black Lives Matter riots of 2020. And the jury agreed. For some, Rittenhouse has become a heroic standard-bearer for the Second Amendment and Americans' rights to bear arms. For others, he got off because of privilege. Now, 2 years after his trial ended, he's written a book called Acquitted to tell his side of the story.
How'd you feel? Like, even if that is untrue, right? Like, do you even mention in what the other side thinks? Like, oh, he's got off because of privilege. Like, what? Maybe he got off because he was innocent. But let's go.
And he joins me now live from Florida. Carl Rittenhouse, thank you very much indeed for joining me. First of all, let me just ask you, if you had your time again, would you, age 17, have put an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle around your neck and gone purposefully down to where these protests were happening?
Say yes, Cal. Say yes. Just say yes. All you gotta do is say yes.
Knowing what was going to transpire.
Well, Piers, thank you for having me on. With hindsight being 2020 as it always is, no, I wouldn't have gone, but that doesn't change the fact that I was attacked and I defended myself. I was there.
Ah, boo, Kyle. You're supposed to say hell yeah, man. I was there to defend my community. Great answer right there. Yeah, I would have did the same shit because I was defending my community.
To help people and provide first aid, and that's what I did. I'm on video that night providing first aid and helping people, and then being ambushed and cornered and forced to use my rifle to defend myself.
You killed two people and you wounded a third. How do you feel about that?
Like just thinking about think about that question. You're asking well, I think he's like what, 21 now or something like that. But you're asking how do you feel about killing people? You know, you don't even ask like it's supposed to be like taboo to ask like veterans. How did it feel killing these people? Like and then you ask a teenager like I mean not he's not a teenager now, but you ask them how did he feel as a teenager? Like that's so fucking slimy, bro.
Well, Pierce, they attacked me. They left me with no choice. I have nightmares every night of being attacked and being ambushed and them trying to steal my gun and pointing guns in my face. It's not an easy thing to do, but I did what I had to do to stay alive, and if I didn't, I would be dead.
Yeah, listen, you were acquitted, and many in America believe that you had the absolute right to defend yourself. I'm just curious on a
Everybody's smart in America.
human
All reasonable people, that's what it is.
level. You know, you're very young even now. What are you, 20 years old now?
Yes, sir.
And you've killed two human beings and wounded a third. I just wonder how that feels.
Why are you asking him again? Like, I've never heard anybody on like any interview he's done with any military veteran or like anybody that's any soldier. Hey, how does it feel killing someone? This just sounds like I don't know. It just sounds like he has like a agenda. And Pierce isn't even on like he's not fully on the left, I don't think.
I don't think that's an appropriate question to ask how it feels. It's not an easy thing to do. It's something I live with every single day. It's nightmares I have. It's something that I have to deal with. I have to deal with the PTSD and the trauma from having to do that.
Right. I mean, but it seems to me your emotions are more about you and your trauma because your life was being threatened and
You asked him a question about how he feels, and he said your response is about you. You asked the man how he feels. What other answer were you expecting to get?
that side of it, rather than the question I'm asking, which is simply on a human level, how do you feel about being so young and yet having on the record for the rest of your life now that you took the lives of two people, regardless of the circumstances?
And like I just said, it's something I deal with every day. I deal with the PTSD.
You know, maybe to be charitable, right? Maybe Pierce is just asking it in a weird way. Like maybe he's like, how does it feel that uh you had to resort to doing that? Like how does it feel that you know that your name is synonymous with this guy who killed somebody? Not like how does it feel to actually like take lives, but how does it feel that your name is now branded with the uh that scenario, that situation? Like they look up Kyle Rittenhouse and they see, oh, killed people. Maybe that's how he's asking it, but it sounds more like I said, it sounds like, oh, how's it feel to take a life? Like, but I don't know.
And the trauma and the nightmares, it's not easy to deal with it.
Your book, presumably you're going to make money from this book. Do you feel comfortable making money from this, which ultimately is a tragic story? I repeat, you were acquitted. There's no reason you can't do a book. But do you feel comfortable making a lot of money out of essentially what in the end was an incident that cost the lives of other humans?
See, now that question sounds like he's just trying to be slimy, bro. Oh, you're making money off of the fact that you kill people? Bro, what? How many people have like made money off of like their like incredible lives or shit that they've done? Like, what's her name? Yaomi Park? I forgot. Her book's called In Order to Live. Like, that's a tragic ass story. And she's making money off of it. I'm pretty sure I think somebody from SEAL Team 6 got money. I mean, made a book about that and got money off of it. Death of Osama bin Laden, I'm pretty sure that. They got movies about this shit, but they got movies about death. Like, what about like Schindler's List and shit, or like fucking Black Hawk Down and shit? Like, come on, bro. Like, people make money off this shit all the time. It just sounds like some virtue signaling bullshit.
Well, I'm not writing the book to make money. I'm writing the book to tell the story of what happened. Trying to change the narrative that media keeps putting out there that I'm some type of white supremacist, racist person when that's just not true. I'm a 20-year-old kid who was put in a situation to where I was forced to defend myself, and I'm writing to put that into a book. I wrote a story and put that in a book so I can share that with everybody so they can understand what I went through, how my childhood was growing up, and the difficulties I deal with today. And you can check out the book at rittenhousebook.org if you want to read it and learn the truth for yourself.
How do you feel that you became a hero to many on the far right, kind of made you their poster boy?
Yo, that's such a stupid ass question, bro. Like, oh, like you know these questions are fucking bullshit when you like anybody can look up to anyone. It's not Kyle's fault that some people on the far right, whatever the fuck that is like like just like hails him up as some type of hero or something like that. I mean, to me, I like Kyle. He seems like a good kid. He was put in a fucked up situation. He handled himself very well. He looked like he was a fucking expert marksman with that motherfucker. He had nice trigger discipline. He only shot at people that were attacking him. That's crazy because I don't know if I would have did that in that situation. Probably would have just been shooting everybody that came to me. But yeah, that's such a fucking retarded ass question.
Well, Piers, I'm not a hero. I did what I had to do to defend myself. There are countless Americans every day that defend themselves.
Oh shit. My point was that like Kyle can't help who follows him, right? And who like what is far right? No one knows what the fuck that is. Like if you just If you're just a Christian, you're far right. If you believe in Christian ethics and morals, you're far right to a lot of people.
And it's not a heroic thing to do. It doesn't make you a villain, but it doesn't make you a hero. It's doing the right thing to stay alive. If I didn't defend myself, I wouldn't be here talking today.
You were 17 at the time. You were too young to legally acquire the gun that you
That,
used.
That is not true. So Piers Morgan didn't do any of his research because they tried to argue that in the court hearing, but then that freaking charge got thrown out because, yeah, what they said was a short barrel rifle, but it wasn't. It was over a certain amount of length, a certain length. So he's just fucking lying right here.
that's not true.
It's not true?
That is not true. Wisconsin statute says a person between the ages of 16 and 17 can carry a long rifle with a barrel longer than 16 inches. That's Wisconsin law, and the judge dismissed that charge.
Okay, so you were. So let me ask you. Look, I'm in the country right now, and I've talked about this many times, both here and in America. And I've learned Americans want to handle their own gun culture the way they want to handle it. I respect that. But let me ask you: do you think it's right that 17-year-olds in America, in Wisconsin, should be able to carry around semi-automatic rifles like an AR-15?
Wonder if he would say, "Is it right that 17-year-olds, what if he's 18? Like, what's the difference, 17 and 18, right? Is it right for that a parent can sign for their 17-year-old to go fight in a war? Is that right? Is it right that fucking every fucking male has to be signed up for the fucking selective service? Is that right? Like, come on, get the fuck out of here, bro. Of course, it's right. You have the right to defend yourself no matter how old you are. No matter how old you are, you have the right to defend yourself.
Our founding fathers were very intentional when they wrote the Constitution. They didn't put an age limit on how old you have to be to exercise the Second Amendment.
But they did say it would be part of a well-regulated militia.
And the people are the well-regulated militia. The fuck? There's a bunch of yeah. Right, so I hate these stupid people. Like you just think about it. It was a bunch of like random farmers and shit out that came to the New World, came to America, right? The colonies, and just imagine them fighting against a tyrannical government, right? And they saying, "Hey, we, the government, we can like we need to regulate you, right?" So just imagine the founding fathers coming and saying, after they fought a war, saying that the government has the only right to regulate like armies and shit. Like they fought a war against a tyrannical government, and you think they're going to come in and try to take guns away from the people so they can not fight against a tyrannical government? That just doesn't make sense.
They also didn't put an age in it, and we have the right to bear arms. It's our right as Americans to possess these arms, to carry these firearms, and to use them to protect ourselves.
How do people treat you, Carl, when you walk around there?
Well, there is some.
You know what's crazy? I don't think a lot of people even know who Kyle Rittenhouse is. Like, if you place Kyle Rittenhouse, he's not been offensive, but he's a basic looking guy, right? Basic looking white guy, right? If you put him in the middle of a fucking city, like a New York or something, I don't think many people will know who the fuck he is.
Some harassment. I'm constantly having photos taken of me. I'm constantly receiving death threats on social media. And it's just something that is part of my life now. Having pictures taken of me everywhere I go, and the constant harassment and death threats.
Obviously, by doing a book and promoting it in the way that you are on national television around the world.
So what the else is he gonna do? He's saying he's getting death threats and shit. But what the fuck else is he gonna do? Go get a normal job so people can harass him at his job and then get him fired? And then what else is he supposed to do? He's gotta write a book. He has to. He has to do something. Jesus fucking Christ.
You're going to make yourself even more famous, infamous, whatever you want to call it. Is that something you're aware of, that you're deliberately, consciously doing that?
I'm aware that it's going to bring some more notoriety to my name and make me more known, but I think it's worth that risk to share my story and share what happened, just in the hopes that maybe somebody else who goes through a similar situation or faces other trials in their life, they can read it and they can understand that they're not alone and that this happens to other people with the misjustice that does happen in America.
Okay, Carl Rittenhouse, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
All right, that was Kyle Rittenhouse on Slimy Piers Morgan show. And it's crazy because I like Piers Morgan when he's like talking about other shit. Like it just seems like in this scenario, he's just like he let his left leaning side take over a little too much, and his rational right leaning side was just like gone on vacation or some shit. But Kyle Rittenhouse, Piers Morgan, let me know what you guys think. Peace.